Why, hello there, everyone. How's it going? I hope everything's going well. And yes, I'm officially live streaming. And I don't know how often I'll do this, but
I just want to give it a try.
so I want to try live streaming weekly. And so today is just a typical chatting day, nothing too special. But but there is a lot of news that's happening, and I can't really make videos on them because a lot of people are talking about it, so the algorithm will wash me out. But anyhow, though, there is one big news that I want to talk about, though. Hunter returning. And man, oh man, it's finally great to see Hunter returns, because I swear that manga goes on hiatus every single time. And to see it return is just Kumo's epic pro gamer poggers. Oh man, Kumo is an epic pro gamer poggers moment. Ooh, pro. I do play games, but I can't play it on this PC. That's why I'm trying to buy a new PC, because I have a potato PC. But let's not go there for now. Until a bit later. We'll savor it. But anyhow, though, I really want to read some of these articles because I heard that there's a lot of people talking about it. So without further ado, I'm going to look at some articles, and then I'm going to do a general breakdown. And it's great to be live streaming too, because this is a whole new thing for me. So let's see what we can do here. Alright. Let's see. Is it this one or is it this one? Bingo. Kotaku, eh? I'm not the biggest fan of Kotaku in terms of articles, but if you're a potato piece of pizza, can you make me some fries? Damn right. I'll cook you some fries. I can't cook fries as well, but I'm a killer when it comes to stir fry and fried rice. Anything that's cooked on a wok is Uncle Roger approved, I tell you that. So, okay. I'm curious. So let's see what this is about, Hunter and whatnot. Okay. Whoops. Let's see. After a 4-year hiatus, the creator of the popular shonen manga Hunter x Hunter not only created a Twitter account today, but announced that he is working on 4 new chapters of the series. What country are you in right now? America. But my internet connection is pretty bad. Let's see. Hunter x Hunter, created by Yoshihiro Togashi, is about a boy named Gon and his journey as a hunter. Sup, Kumo? Hello there. How's it going? Yeah, I'm live streaming, which I'm not the best at it. I'm also in America. Oh, good. We're all Americans. Sort of. Not really. It doesn't really matter what country you're from, because everybody is welcome. We gotta treat everybody just the same as everybody else. Hunters are basically licensed super citizens with access to private information and the privilege to hunt unique animals and persons of interest. Sorry, Europe for me. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody is welcome, as I said. There's no good or bad. Different places is different cultures, but as long as we can see each other as people, then to me, we're all the same. So this is the Twitter post I've seen everybody talking about in terms of Hunter x Hunter. Sorry, excuse me. Yoshihiro Togashi has created a Twitter account and announces 4 new chapters for Hunter x Hunter. The last chapter came out in 2018. I swear, Togashi, man. Okay, allow me to explain. So for those who are not familiar with mangaka and manga artists, or manga in general, Togashi is known for some of his greatest works, such as Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. But the problem that this guy has is that he goes on hiatuses like every single time. It's crazy, man. And to see that he announces 4 new chapters, it's kind of concerning to me though. What the heck? Why is it saying Twitter all of a sudden? Hold up. Oh, I clicked on the Twitter post by accident. Okay. But this, to me, I always wonder why it's 4 chapters specifically. I personally don't think that he has a lot in terms of material, because when he written Yu Yu Hakusho, which is one of the greatest classics out there, he literally rushed the ending for Yu Yu Hakusho, which a lot of people didn't like. But man, I would like to hear what everybody thinks about this. So if you have any thoughts and opinions, I'd like to hear them, because Togashi to me is he's a great person when it comes to creating amazing series. Hunter x Hunter is without a doubt one of the best series in terms of power levels. You can't get anything better right in terms of power leveling than Hunter x Hunter. I'm guessing this is page 6 based off this here, which is pretty interesting. What was the guys? Yeah, it's a panel, but hey, at least we're getting something done. Everybody was so happy after Hunter x Hunter did he draw some new series. No, actually, he didn't do anything. He's just lazy. I mean, even what was it like 20 years ago? The same literally happened with Hunter x Hunter. It's not that I hate the man. Like, I don't hate Togashi, but I just don't like how he keeps putting everything on hiatus. And no, he had back pain. Okay, is that true? He's not lazy. Exactly. I don't think he's lazy, but that it Hunter x Hunter is really gonna need a really good conclusion, because a lot of people, I wouldn't really stick around a journey like this if the ending is gonna be a rush like Yu Yu Hakusho. I feel bad for Yu Yu Hakusho because that ending was so cut and loose, man. I think it deserved better, but he literally said in an interview, I don't know what interview, but I remember them. He clearly stated to himself 4 years later, 4 years later, he's 70 years old. I don't think. I don't think that would happen, but like, it's just concerning to me. I made a video today talking about Land of the Lustrous, and oh my god, I love that series a lot. But anyhow though, what is my thoughts? I think it's a good thing that he's back, but I am kind of concerned that he'll go hiatus again, which he most likely will. For the case of Hunter x Hunter, he doesn't say much, but from what we can gather, he said that he's just not feeling it. So maybe he's burned out of ideas, or maybe he's just lazy. Do you got my anime list? I do, but okay. You're gonna hate me for saying this. I have a my anime list, alright? But it has not been updated in so long. I need to tell you something on my anime list. Every single time I log on, my opinions on what I rate animes changes drastically. So I keep changing the scores over and over and over again. I guess 10 years of watching anime does put a lot in your head in terms of what you think. But if you're wondering what my favorite anime is of all time, without a doubt, it's what you call it. Let me search on my anime list, because have you seen Yuru Camp? Yes and no. I have seen clips and I have watched some tidbits here and there, but in terms of a laid back series, I have not really watched Yuru Camp completely. As a series, no. But as like watching it from the clips, I do think it is a laid back series, which is what I like nowadays. What do you like from old school anime? If there's one thing old school anime has over the newer animes, hacking into you're my anime list. Well, I don't I don't think that's happening, but I think the one thing that a lot of old school animes have is that it wasn't afraid to get wild. And what I mean by that is that old school anime back then, they don't give a freak. They just show it as it is. Like, if they show gore, they just show gore. And I think one problem modern animes have nowadays is censorship. And there's a debate on what you think about it. And now people are trying to, the government literally trying to ban anime and do all this and that. And honestly, I'm not one to judge in terms of that, but I do think that old school anime do have, it wasn't afraid to be mature when it needs to be. Oh man, I forgot my login. I don't plan on logging in with my Google. No, Trigun's a good one. What is app drawer with the thumb background? Very special general background. Hey, I have no idea what this is, but I'm gonna. Sorry, Cosmox. I'm gonna remove this because I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, I'm gonna remove it. Margin 0, padding 0, border 0, background. Well, remove that as well. It's hacks. I don't really need the hacks. I would really appreciate it if you just calm down on that because I don't really need it. Hacks to me are unnecessary. Hacks for what?
I wonder myself.
Man, I still do think I've seen that my most viral video or my most top watched video recently has been the top anime. So I'm gonna hacks for. I don't need that. So these are the top animes? Okay. I see that has changed quite a bit actually. Because Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2 has been added on here. That's new to here. And then they have Spy Family. Actually, Spy Family is a great series. I've just actually started catching up to it. I am caught up. I think this right here is a solid anime. And it's funny too because everyone in the comments of that video is Gintama. Gintama is hilarious, man. It's just, it's funny how it's so original, but at the same time, it parodies every other anime out there. It's one of a kind, I'll tell you that. But of this first page here, without a doubt, Steins Gate is probably my all-time favorite anime. And maybe Code Geass is somewhere in the top 10. Code Geass is an amazing series. I watched Monster. I think Monster is a great series, but this series here is what I consider a one-time watch. I tried to watch it a third time. It's not, the impact is not as strong because the unraveling for the main series for Monster is not as good as when you watch it the first time. Is Clannad there? I don't see Clannad on this first page, so I'm guessing it's further down. I started watching music made One Piece 1000. Heck yeah, man. I love One Piece. Wait, One Piece isn't on here, huh? I'm guessing these are for series that have completed or something. Now you have 160. You were at 6 subs, and now you're at 160. I was at 35. Holy smoly. That's crazy how... man, these people are really specific. I want to see what's the top 100, actually. Okay. Great Teacher Onizuka. I hate these pop-up ads. I feel like ad blocker doesn't block these out. Even though... because I had ad blocker back then, and it only blocks out the majority, but not all of these annoying ads. I think Made of Abyss has dropped quite a bit. Great Teacher Onizuka. This is a great anime series. It's an old school series, but one of a kind. It's such a powerful series. Violet Evergarden has dropped. That's interesting. I think it dropped a little bit. Oh wow, One Piece is 65. So that's where One Piece is. That's crazy. I think One Piece is a great series. I have one called Total Ad Block. I forgot the ad block I used back then. It was free, but it didn't do the job well. And I don't want to pay a subscription service for ad block. GTN. I need to check out more ad blocks because I'm not familiar with too many things. It's, I find it kind of concerning because when it comes to these anime lists, because it does have a bit of Great Teacher's noob. How is Haikyuu higher than One Piece? Hey, I don't have all the answers. My anime list is a bit biased because everything comes down to votes. Total ad block is free. Chrome extension. Isn't there more than one ad block for Chrome? I heard that Opera is pretty good, or Opera, that web browser is better than Google Chrome. I might need to switch. I heard that it's less heavy on the processor, the CPU. My bad. How many 14-year-old girls are on my anime list? I have no idea. It's crazy how anime was so different back then to it is now. Because I remember back in 2011, when you watch anime, everybody knew what you were watching. Because anime back then, if you were an old-time watcher, anime back then was a very small list. Every new season of anime will only be around like 15 animes only. 14, 15. Now every season has like 40 animes out. I'm gonna see what's the 150th down here, just real quick. Psyche, okay. That's interesting. But really, Spy Family really pop off. Spy Family, I think it's a great series. Is it the best series of all time? To me, there's debate for that. But I do think that of all the anime that's currently out now, I think Spy Family sticks out to me. Pop-up sucks. I know, I hate pop-ups too. Overlord is coming out. Okay, yeah. It's funny because I was talking about Overlord, but then now I just forgot about it till now. Overlord is pretty... Let me search up Overlord for a second. Hold up. Overlord. I think the first season is the highest rated season of, in terms of the anime for Overlord. 7.92. About an 8. That's not too bad. Where's the sequel? I like Overlord a lot, but I do think that anime adaptation for Overlord could have been better. There's a lot of cut content. So this one's 7.8 around it. And let's see what Overlord 3 is. Will you react to videos live if we see a YouTube link in chat? No. Don't post links in the chat. And that's the YouTube algorithm is just gonna detect that as a spam and probably just delete it. I would do a YouTube night. I wouldn't mind, but I'm gonna have to do that on Twitch if I do a YouTube night or something, like a react to YouTube video. There's nothing wrong with asking. Like, yeah, There's nothing. Oh, I don't have problems with questions. I'll answer them properly. Here's my advice I learned in life: it's better to say something stupid than to actually do something stupid. Overlord 3 is the high. Oh, Overlord 3 is the same as Overlord 1. I think that the what would save Overlord season 4 if the adaptation isn't as well in terms of adapting to the source material. What would really save it is if the animation is better than the Abelian sheep, because that CGI, man, the CG in Overlord 3, it really hurts to watch. They said the Blu-ray version fixed it, or at least made it more watchable, but a lot of CG, man. It's crazy how anime has changed so much. I remember when Sword Art Online came out. Sword Art Online was the most at the time it was game changing for anime. Wow, where's the original Sword Art Online? I want to see how it's doing now, so I'm just curious because I know that it hasn't aged as well. Sword Art Online is an interesting case because I remember when I watched it when it came out, it was, I wouldn't say it was the best series of all time at the time in 2012, but I will say that as a young me, I thought this shit was, I'm gonna hate saying this, I thought it was fire. The first 8-ish episodes was pretty good, and then it just started spiraling down to this harem. Do you saw Kuma Bear? Yes, I watched Kuma Bear. I think Kuma Bear is a great laid back series in terms of isekai, even though technically she's technically in a game like setting. Kuma Bear was a cute series. Kuma. The series, a lot of people rated this as mediocre and bland because the isekai genre was so abused and so used up, recycled over and over again. But it's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, in terms of Sword Art Online though, back to Sword Art Online, sorry. I honestly have, oh my god, I thought Alpha Online was 2. Yeah, season 2 is coming as well. Oh my god, I'm ready for season 2, but I wonder what they're gonna bring because I feel like season 1 it wrapped up pretty well. Well, there could have been more, but I can't see much going on. So for Kuma Bear, I think I need to read the novels if there's any. I think Sword Art Online 2 was a huge letdown. Well, the score speaks for itself, actually. Oh, man. What I do, I'm going to read the summary real quick because I just want to see what's... Let's do a really edgy voice for this. Because Sword Art Online is supposed to be like the most over-the-top edgy. Alright, here goes my voice acting again.
A year after escaping Sword Art Online.
What am I saying?
After a year of escaping Sword Art Online, Kazuto Kirikaya has been at...
Oh, this mask is making me hard to read. Hold up. Manga covers the anime and is going on. Really? That's interesting. There's a manga. I did not know there was a manga. I thought Kuma Bear was strictly adapting from the novels. That is actually pretty interesting. I'll check it out after stream. But as of now, I want to finish reading the summary real quick.
Kazuto Kirikaya.
Sorry, my throat is drying out on this.
Kazuto Kirigaya has been settling back into the real world. However, his peace is short-lived as a new incident occurs in a game called Gun Gale Online.
Oh my god, I really do not like. I think Gun Gale Online. Okay, I want to stop here because I think Gun Gale Online was a great game concept because I was getting tired of the swords and whatnot. I feel like in terms of Sword Online, even though the base premise is melee weapons, are the glasses you were from something or are you wear from something or are they your own identity? Well, this mask is homemade. I made it using some arts and crafts. So for those of yeah, okay, I need to go a little backstory on this mask. I made this mask originally as a joke, but then my little siblings, they like it. So I was like, might as well just keep it on. Even though people say it's cool, it's more of a, it's not really an identity, honestly. It's just something I wear because I think it's kind of funny and it matches me as well in terms of, hey, I'm the Kumo Sensei and this is a spider mask. So why not? I can play a character if I want to because I took improv acting classes back in the day in high school, but it's kind of new Optimus Prime.
Exactly.
But yeah, in terms of my voice acting, it originally the voice acting thing came as a it came after I left the acting class in high school. So in high school I took improv acting for one class, but I dropped that class because the class wasn't really helping out with anything. And not to mention, every time we do a play stage act, which is like, just screwing around, every single time I got stuck with 3 roles: the support character, the narrator, or the bad guy. So I'll never forget. It was how did it go? Okay, Kumo Sensei, you got a roll. This time, this practice act, you get the one, the only, the bad guy. And so I was like, oh, damn it, again.
So now, come, my hero. Let us face each other again.
And then that's how I got stuck with this. And yeah, that's the bad guy voice. The narrator voice is just one thing that I got because that's the only thing that nobody wanted. And it was the only one I can do at the time. So that's the story of my voice acting. It's more of coincidence, honestly, because I really thought that it's kind of funny because when I transitioned from acting kind of to voice acting, it was so off guard. So there goes the story. You're wondering how I can do voice acting. Yojo Senki is coming out. Spirit of the Sea by Kenshi Yonezu. Okay, we got 2 things. Okay, first things first. Yojo Senki. I almost forgot about Yojo Senki. Tanya the Evil, whatnot. I heard, yeah, I am prepared for it, but I am a bit skeptical because it's been how many years has it been since season 1 came out? I don't remember, but I hope they do the next season justice. Can you react to Spirit of the Sea by Kenshi Yonezu? That's the thing that play some background music while we're here, but I can't really play OSTs of games in the background. Not on YouTube, that is, because YouTube will actually take it down. YouTube is so strict compared to Twitch. The only reason why I'm not streaming on Twitch yet is because I'm still testing out live streaming in general. But I would like to stream both on YouTube and Twitch. But as of now, I gotta stick with YouTube and just go one step at a time. But yeah, if I could, I would. But as of now, I can't because a lot of anime OSTs are copyrighted. Game OSTs, some of them are because I've been looking through the guidelines and everything. But it's kind of. Wait, I need to search up something real quick of animes. Yojo Senki, that's right. I had totally forgot about 2017. So this came right around the same time as Konosuba. I think this anime was. I like this anime, but I feel like it's missing some things. I just can't put my finger on it. But I do think it is an interesting anime, though, especially with the concept of being. Was it being X? Yuki Aoi. She. I don't recognize this Seiyu. She voices Madoka and Asusa and Mommy. Holy smoly. Man, I don't. It's funny because I love voice acting, so normally I know my seiyus and my voice actors and stuff, but there are so many good voice actors in Japan. It's crazy. She also voices Gracefield and the Wandering Paladin. What was it? I forget. It's crazy, man. There are so many great voice actors, man. It's crazy. I wonder how many years they put their life into it. I told myself 10 years for voice acting just to see what will happen. After 10 years, I might as well just stick back and become a, what you call it? A dance instructor for a little bit while doing my Tarantula work. But man, oh man, this is pretty interesting though. Yojo Senki. I can't believe it's getting a season 2. There's actually a movie, huh? Oh my god, I have not even seen the movie. I'm gonna get roasted for this. The anime fans are gonna come after me. There's no air date for this. That's pretty interesting. So it's been announced, but as for air date, it's still the unknown. Sorry, I need to check my stream real quick. It's kind of going off and on. Let me refresh this. And there we go. We're back. Good. I can't believe how much anime has changed. Spy Family Steins. What else has been on here? Kaguya-sama. Okay, that's interesting. Violet Evergarden the movie. Clannad After Story. Man, okay, I'm gonna get roasted for this hot take here. For Clannad specifically, because I love this anime. But if you... Oh man. So allow me to explain. So for those who don't know, Clannad originally was a visual novel, aka a game. And I remember when people were talking about this. So Clannad, the visual novel, it's a S+ tier. It is amazing. There is nothing like, oh man, I don't even know, where do I begin? I know so much about anime because I've been watching anime for so long. Oh man, I know. Clannad After Story though, I think the part where it suffers from is the ending. Even though it's sad, and even though it's not, the anime is good, but the visual novel it captures the atmosphere so much better. That's the best way I can explain it. If you have not watched Clannad or Clannad After Story. Code Geass Season 2. The Monogatari series. Oh man, we need to talk about the Monogatari series. I am not caught up. Excuse me. I know that everybody considers Dango Dango. Dango Dango. Is that like an anime or something? Or is that just an expression? But this here, this Monogatari series, it's a commitment to watch, man. I stopped at Owari Monogatari, the first season of this. I think the only reason why I had trouble watching this is because the English subtitles have a hard time capturing what they're saying because of translation issues. And I heard the English dub, I think there is an English dub, isn't really as good as the original. So really the only way to watch Monogatari to actually enjoy it to the fullest is to speak Japanese. And I've been studying Japanese here without a doubt. And it is still hard to understand. If there's one thing I learned about Japanese is that technically it's easy but hard. That's the best way to explain it. I think it's easier if you know a bro, Planet, the E song. I'm telling you, man, the theme. Planet is pretty. Oh man, you want to talk about Planet? We can go a little bit into depth about that. I'll tell you this. The OSTs were delivered though. I think they're just as good as they were in the visual novel. But I think the atmosphere could have been much better in terms of the anime. Is it a bad anime adaptation? No. I think Cladnet's anime is more than perfect. It's just that when you transition from a different source material, it's kind of hard to do. And Cladnet does it very well. It's probably my second saddest anime out there. I think the saddest anime I've ever watched was Anohana. Anohana is the definition of just sad. But Cladnet, I think why Cladnet works so much better in most cases is because it builds up these characters just to break them down. So like you know it's coming, but you just don't know what and how. But man, I love Cladnet though. But I think Cladnet works better for me as a first time watcher than it is because I've watched Cladnet 5 times now. Like I rewatch animes because why not? And I find that for each time I watch it, even though it is sad, it doesn't impact as much as the first. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. There it goes. That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, man. Clanad. It's hard for me to rewatch it now because I feel like if I rewatch it, it won't have the same impact. It's overrated, but kind of underrated at the same time. I feel like people watch Clanad because of its sadness, but I feel like the underrated part of Clanad is that I think its story, it's something though. Its story to me is very unique. I think that's where it should shine more on. But a lot of people overlook it with the sad scenes. But I understand where they're coming from though. Man, there's so much like underrated animes out there. I would like to hear your opinions. If you have any underrated animes that you think is underrated, I would like to check them out. Because I feel like everything on this top is voted by popularity, not really by what is actually good. Like, it's just my opinion. I think one of the most underrated animes of all time is Bacano or Bacano. This is now before we talk about underrated anime, this to me is the definition of it's just a gem. The only problem that a lot of people have with this anime is that there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of characters. But what it does in 13 episodes is it's a story you'll never forget. Oh man. This anime came out like way before I started watching anime. So not much people know about this. I don't think so. It's popular. Really? Is that so? I thought that Baccano was underrated because not much people talk about it. That's interesting because it's so popular. Well, damn, you got me. Okay. I think another anime, well, in terms of recent animes, what you call it? I'm trying to think of the anime. What's it called? There's an anime that talks about cancel culture before cancel culture was a thing. And I think this anime was ahead of its time. Well, I forget what it's called. But the reason why it wasn't popular was because it has a lot of CG and a lot of wonky art style. I think I got it. Gatchaman Crowds. Insight. This one here. This is season 2, actually. This anime here is ahead of its time. This anime tells you the power. This anime came out in 2015, so it was 5 years before cancel culture started. If you're wondering what anime was ahead of its time, is this one. It talks about society and how society influences people and whatnot. And man, oh man, this anime has such a wonky style. And it's kind of sad too, because I think a lot of people don't really like this series. I understand why, but upon rewatching it, I was like, yeah, this anime was literally talking about society before society became cancel culture. Man, I might have to rewatch this. Monogatari is underrated because people don't like to see much dialogue, more like action. Monogatari is a great series. It's just that it's so hard to capture Monogatari in terms of translation. Where's the original Monogatari on my anime list? Oh wait, that's the light novel. Wait, no, this is the anime. Or is this the novel? Ugh, I can't tell. I think Monogatari is hard to get into. It's not because there's not much action. I think that when there is action scenes in Monogatari, it's amazing. I think what makes Monogatari hard to get into is the fact that Bakemonogatari. That's right. Bakemonogatari. That's what it is. It's just that translating this anime is too much of a task. I don't think anyone in the right mind can translate it word for word. I mean, like, seriously, like, even after studying a bit of Japanese, I can kind of catch on to some of the puns and some of the jokes, but like a lot of it is subtle. That's the word I'm looking for. A lot of Monogatari, like a lot of the series, is subtlety. And I know it tells an amazing story, but you're going to either need to be committed or you gotta do your research to make this series be one of the greatest out there. Monogatari is underrated. I don't think it's underrated because everybody crowns this as one of the greatest light novel mysteries. I remember this series was inspired by Boogie Pop. For those who don't know, Boogie Pop was the predecessor of what mystery fantasy light novels was. Oh wait, I think Boogie Pop had an anime too. But let's look at the light novel, because if it was not for this, they actually made an anime out of Boogie Pop? Oh my gosh, this is the old school anime? I need to see this actually, but Boogie Pop was the predecessor of Mystery Fantasy though. And I think 2019 was the remake, I'm guessing. Yep, most people don't know how to use brains for the series. That's just the way it is. But a lot of people wonder, what does the creator of the Monogatari series, what he gets his ideas from, is from this series, Boogie Pop. This is considered to be the godfather of the mystery fantasy genre. I love this series, man. It's not as good as the Monogatari series, because I feel like Bakemonogatari and the Monogatari series in general is what, like, I feel like this series walked so the Monogatari series can run literally. This gives me the same vibes as Monogatari, but in a different sense though. But yeah, I recommend people give this a try, because this, even though it might not be as good as the Monogatari series, you can see the inspiration and the impact it had on the Monogatari series. I can't believe this came out in 2019. I am ashamed, but I didn't watch that. Yeah, this series, it's kind of confusing to watch because it's not for everybody. That's the best way I can explain it. I'll be honest, I haven't completed the series myself, but I can see where the mystery aspect comes from. It gives me the same vibes of thinking like Mononoke. This one here, I feel like Boogie Pop gives me this anime vibes. Mononoke. I love Mononoke, by the way. This anime here is one of the greatest horror animes I've ever seen. Because to me, this series is not really a horror anime, but rather a storytelling anime with horror elements. And I think Boogie Pop gives the same feelings as this, which Monogatari got that feeling from Boogie Pop. I mean, I'm not saying this inspired Boogie Pop. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I just get the same vibes. But man, I'm glad they're gonna make a special for the anniversary of this anime. This anime here is amazing. The medicine sealer is such an amazing character. This basically goes, man. I really wish more anime took inspiration of this, like in terms of horror animes. It's kind of funny because for a long time, like in terms of horror anime, you got like boring. A lot of horror anime is really bad. If anyone has any good horror animes out there, I would really like to know, because as of now, horror anime has been lackluster. I think one of the better one of the better horror animes is this Higurashi. I forgot all about Higurashi Go, was it? I did not like Higurashi Go. I think where this anime suffers from is that is necessary, but this anime here kind of split the Higurashi fans. Yep. Because okay, so for those who don't know, Higurashi is supposed to be a connecting point to Umineko. Umineko is one of the greatest. Umineko is by far one of the greatest visual novels of all time. This is the One Piece of visual novels, but the anime's pure trash. Oh my god, that's so mean to say, but it's the truth. Umineko, the anime, is pure garbage. This is dumpster fire level bad. This is, I will even go as far as to say, this is almost as bad as Tokyo Ghoul's, anime adaptation. But my god, the visual novel it's S tier, S plus tier. But the only bad thing is that, man, this is, if you're not familiar with Umineko is literally what I can't explain it. The best way to explain Umineko is that there's witches, there's one atheist that's a fucking badass, and that it's literally a game of smarts. Not like Death Note. It's not like that, but a different type of smarts. And man, it is a journey watching this anime. But I mean, the visual novel. But this anime is just absolute garbage can. I would not recommend this anime. Just watch or play the visual novel and you'll be fine. But back to horror animes though. I think it's kind of funny because I mentioned Tokyo Ghoul, but I believe Tokyo Ghoul was, I think people labeled this as a horror anime as well back in the day. Oh my god, Tokyo Ghoul is such a sad anime, like in a bad way, because I feel like the manga was pretty decent, but the anime adaptation was abysmal. This is what happens when a studio just really don't want to put their effort into making good anime. There is one anime, half 4 seasons. It's about a girl who'll help people to kill others. There is one anime, have 4 seasons. It is about a girl who helps people to kill other people they hate in exchange for the soul. I don't. Do you know the anime? Because I would like to check it out. I'm curious myself. So please, if you know, I would like to hear. But man, horror anime has not been good lately. Yeah, I was right. Genres. Tokyo Ghoul is considered horror. So these are all okay. I want to see what is horror, or what is Danganronpa is considered horror. Oh my god! If that's the case, the standards have really went downhill. Me too. I watched, but I can't remember. Damn. Perfect Blue. Oh my god. I love this. Okay, Perfect Blue is what I will call a great movie. I think this movie was ahead of its time. I don't you it literally talks about, that it talks about so much stuff that's so relevant today. But I don't really see this. It's more of a psychological than horror to me, but Shiki's okay. I don't think it's the best horror, but it was a decent horror at least. Dorohedoro is considered horror. It doesn't really consider it as horror to me though. That's interesting. Gakko Garashi, I believe this got a live action as well, if I remember correctly. This series is pretty interesting. Even though it's generic, it talks about zombies, but it puts it into a girls' high school setting. So in a way, it is a bit different. I remember, I think this came in 2015. Yeah, that's right, 2015. It's right here. Hold on. This is a pretty decent horror anime, but it becomes a bit generic later on. Ruko-chan. This is not really horror to me. This is just more of comedy, but with supernatural elements, obviously. Corpse Party. The anime sucks. I'm sorry. Jikoku Shoujo. Alright. Jikoku Shoujo. Oh shoot, I totally forgot about this. Oh my god. I forgot this was even an anime. Holy smoly. Okay. I totally remember this. I don't. It does. Okay, yeah. This is a horror anime. I'll give credit. But I feel like as I watch this series, it becomes less of horror and more of a psychological and mystery, obviously. But man, dude, Hell Girl, man, the English. I always call it Hell Girl, but oh my god, this one's a classic to me. I can't forget this one for certain. My man Marco, you have my thanks because I totally forgot about this series. I have not rewatched it too. I need to see if it lives up to its to the horror. Because for me, what makes a good series is one of the things I look out for is if it's rewatchable. If I can rewatch it and it still has the same impact, then I think it's a good series. Very few anime has it, but I need to check this one out sometime in the future. But I have so much going on in terms of work that I can't really. Man, I gotta check this out. But you have my thanks, Marco. What do you like? What do you like more, English or JP title? Oh, okay. I'm gonna be honest. When I'm talking with my friends about anime, I use the English title. But in terms of using the JP titles, I use that to myself. I only remember JP title. But hey, everyone has their preferences. But yeah, in general, when I'm talking with my friends, I literally just say the English titles. But when it's just me by myself, or when I make videos, usually I just use the Japanese title. The only exception is if the title is really long, like Konosuba. There's Konosuba and like those, visual novels. They have really long titles. I need to find a new horror anime to watch because I watch a lot of different genres of anime, but horror animes is one that I don't really watch. This is the worst horror anime of all time. King's Game, the animation. If there's one word I can describe this anime, it's hot garbage. This anime here, F tier. I made a video about this long time ago, discussing how terrible this anime is. This anime to me is what I hate about horrible anime. None of the characters are likable. Everyone is disposable. And the plot doesn't become a plot. It becomes open-ended. And you learn about two things about what's going on, and then it immediately just destroys it. So what is it? What is going about? So basically, for those who don't know, King's Game was actually, I believe it was a visual novel. And then it got a live action adaptation. Yes, King's Game has a live action. So King's Game basically works like this. So basically people or students, they get a order on their phones, a anonymous text message from supposedly the king. And if they don't obey the order within a certain time frame, they die. So it's such a bad anime, and it's such a horrible series. I even went as far as to, I'm gonna sound bad. I'm gonna sound like a hater when I say this. I watched the live action. I read the visual novel, or is it the light novel? I don't remember. And from what I got from this, at the end of every series of King's Game, everyone dies. Oh, that's a spoiler. But literally,
Everyone dies in this anime.
it's kind of sad because I feel like I don't see a point of establishing characters just to kill them off. So I feel like the person who written or who made King's Game, they made it as a guilty pleasure more so. than an actual good story. This is not a good story. This is just abysmal all the way around. I say if all of these horror animes will be put side by side together, this will probably be the worst of them all. It's funny. It's funny because people consider this as a comedy anime, even though it's horror, because that's how bad it is. It's kind of upsetting. I think King's Game could be interesting if they done it right, but they keep doing the rinse and repeat process. Thanks for the info. You saved 1 day of my life. It's not worth it, I promise you. King's Game is a really... The anime is actually much worse than the live action movie. And it's strange to say that because normally people say live action is bad, but the live action is slightly better than this. Everyone dies in the end. I hate King's Game. Well, they don't all die in the end, but usually it's the case. It's just not worth it. Because there's no journey. Everything... this is horrible. I watched pretty much every single one of these. Like, literally. Ghost Hunt is generic. Terraformers is not... This is not a... Terraformers is not a horror anime, by the way, to me. It's just more of you're fighting alien roaches at Mars. This isn't horror to me. I'm familiar with most of these, so... Mayoiga, or Mayoiga, I don't know how you pronounce this. This anime here, it was okay. I think the ending for this series was pretty lackluster, but I think the suspense and everything building up to it was interesting. But once you learn the true intentions of what's going on, it's just kind of like, oh, it's kind of like Silent Hill in a way, but Silent Hill 2, but much more boring. And here's Boogie Pop. Boogie Pop is good, but I think that it's a little late for its time. I believe that if Boogie Pop came out like in 2000, like if it came out at the right time, I think it would have worked much better. It's not bad though. I think it's decent. Umineko. This anime sucks. It's just a bad adaptation, but it's a great series. Maho Shoujo Site. So this anime here is basically a copy and paste version of Madoka Magica, but kind of more boring. Because the main character is not likable, and all the side characters are... What do you recommend for a relaxing anime to watch? Man, relaxing animes? There's a lot of relaxing animes I watch. Let's see. Relaxing. What is relaxing? I'm trying to think, because in terms of relaxing, there is this one wholesome, it's not really relaxing, but it's more of wholesome series I do like to watch. It's called Sweetness and Lightning. And technically, it's not really a relaxing anime, but it's more of wholesome. But wholesome things to me, it relaxes me a lot. So, Sweetness and Lightning, basically the plot of it is that there's a single father who's trying to raise his daughter after the passing of his wife. And it's such a wholesome series. I love Sweetness and Lightning. I think in terms, it gives off a relaxing vibe too. I really do love that anime. I will recommend it if you want something wholesome that gives you a relaxing vibe. I wouldn't say it's a relaxing anime, but it gives you a really, really great vibe. Sweetness and Lightning. It's just about a father trying to raise his daughter and cook good food for his daughter after the passing of his wife. Great series. Man, I watched every single one of these, and this is probably the most disappointing shows to ever exist, Pupa. I'll never forget this. So, I'm going to spoil the series for Pupa, because this is considered to be the most laughable anime of horror there is. So basically, it's about a brother. His sister becomes a moth monster, and at the end of the anime, she eats him. With High School Girl. Yeah. I forgot about that with the high school girl. Thanks. It's kind of... Man, this is strange. It's crazy how much anime I've watched over 10 years. I don't know what to say, man. I watch way too much anime. I need to cut back on it, though. I'm getting older. Oh my gosh. Ghost Stories. The world's most... This is how you turn a generic anime into something... Pupa, but he'd regenerate. No. I still think Pupa is a really shitty anime, though. I do not like Pupa whatsoever. And I think the reason why it's so bad is because I feel like nothing actually progresses. Because I believe each episode is like 3-4 minutes long. And if each passing episode, it just becomes more of what do I do and less of actual plot. But man, Ghost Stories here. Now this is something... This... The English... The English dub saved this show, man. If it was not for the English dub, this show would not be talked about now. The English dub is so bad in a good way that anyone can enjoy this show, Ghost Stories. God, I'm gonna miss watching Ghost Stories. It works. Some episodes you can rewatch, but the majority of them you really can't because the English dub kind of... It works better as a first time watch. I don't understand why Danganronpa is a horror anime, but it's more of mystery to me, but I can see why. It's a comedy. Ghost Stories has the best English dub of all time. It's just so bad it's funny. If we're going to talk about Ghost Stories, you need to watch it, the English dub. Just the English dub, not the Japanese one, the English dub. The English dub was a literal... They didn't take it seriously. It's... This is the best English dub I've ever seen. In a comedic sense. Because you can tell that everybody was just having fun. Just put it that way. They were not thinking about the dialogue. They were just like, screw it. It is comedy, though. The English dub is comedic. Purposefully comedic. It's forever a classic. Dude, Vampire Hunter D. Now, I think this is a horror. This is a movie, but I think it's a unique aesthetic. Damn, Berserk. I feel bad. I feel like when it comes to Berserk, the anime cannot be adapted. Berserk could only work as a manga. If you want a great story, Berserk, man, it's pretty great. The manga, that is. The anime is pretty abysmal. Is that when boy running and his friends talking about a black guy running behind him? Now, you're talking about Ghost Stories? There's a lot of funny scenes in Ghost Stories. Every episode is a joke. You can't really take it seriously. Tsukihime's a horror anime? Huh? That's interesting. Oh, this is a 2003 version. I thought, no, this isn't the remake. Okay, the one by damn it, I forgot the studio, but no, yeah, this is the old one. Gantz. Gantz, I don't know how to feel about Gantz. I feel like the manga is decent, but I feel like the anime is just... It can't catch the atmosphere correctly. The tone of Gantz is what ruins the anime, for certain. I think that's why a lot of people say Gantz is garbage. Gantz, you either love or you hate. This only works as a manga to me. I feel like this, like... it has the same problems with Berserk in a way, to where when it comes to making an anime adaptation, the tone is so missed that it kind of ruins the anime completely. And there's Hellgirl, what we talked about. Ito Junji, I do not watch this because this is just horror short stories, I guess. Zombie Loan, I have not watched this. This is one I haven't watched. Corpse Party, I hate. Corpse Party is such a horrible anime, but it's such a decent game. So, Corpse Party as a game, it's pretty good. It's a B to B plus, like for its style as like an 8-bit chibi and whatnot, like a side scroller sort of. It works. Dead Man Wonderland, I love Dead Man Wonderland, but this is more of an OVA. Zetman, I have not seen this. I don't remember seeing this. Wow, there's a lot I haven't seen on here yet. Let me see. I'm curious. I want to see what they have on here that's considered horror. Danganronpa to me is not horror. I don't know why they keep putting this as horror to me. It doesn't come across as horror to me at all. So as Terraformers. I think Terraformers is not a horror anime because I think what was that meme again? Obunga. Oh man. Yeah, this to me is not horror. You will consider this as a
Comedy.
if you will. It's kind of sad because I feel like horror animes have been mostly abysmal. I'm still waiting for the day when they actually make a good horror anime. Gigabyte, this is a horror anime? Oh my god. What is the standard for horror animes nowadays? JoJo's a horror anime? I find this to be kind of interesting of what is considered horror anime. I think Ajin is a really great series. But I don't think it's more supernatural mystery than actual horror. I feel like in terms of horror animes, I think the one thing they get wrong is that they tend to use blood and like gory aspects as horror. But I think true horror doesn't need it. I think a great story of horror will tell itself. I don't think it needs like zombies, monsters, and whatnot per se. But I think that if it can if it can unfold itself, I think that is already a great horror anime in general. It doesn't need to be gory and whatnot, like how a lot of these are considered horror because of that. Oh my gosh. The Island of Giant... This right here. The Island of Giant Insects movie. Man, I don't know who made this, but it was probably somebody's guilty pleasure, I'll tell you that. And that's really all I gotta say. I only got a animation. Oh my god, it's a comedy. Oh man. What is horror nowadays? Can somebody... It's funny how horror anime has changed so much. I feel like if I look at the old 90s like fight scenes with gore and stuff, it would be considered as horror anime in today's standards. Man, it's crazy. Let's see. Bim. Oh my gosh. Bim is... This isn't really a horror anime to me, but I feel like I think Bim as a series is an interesting series, but I think why it doesn't work is because it's outdated. So for those who don't know, Bim is pretty much a series that was created a very long time ago. I don't remember when, but it's like a really old school series. And in 2019, 2020, they tried to do a remake, and it didn't work because it's just outdated. But for its time, I think Bim was something kind of like Soul Taker, Oh boy, Soul Taker. What a great series. Soul Taker. Is there a horror comedy anime? Not that I can think of. I mean, there's a lot out there for certain, but I'm not too... Man, Soul Taker. This is what... What is the genres? This is a horror anime, but... God almighty, Soul Taker. This is what Edgelord looks like back in the day. So for those who don't know what Soul Taker is, this, I don't know why it's considered horror anime. To me, it's not horror. It's literally a guy with the most badass demon form for a 2001 anime. It's not really a demon form. It's more of a... I don't know what to explain it. Its popularity is pretty bad, though. It's rating 6.36, but... Man, Soul Taker. This is what Edgelord was back in 2001. If you want to see old school, over-the-top, edgy anime characters, this was it. Soul Taker. Even though it's considered a horror anime, it's not really a horror anime. It's just really about a guy with a really unique demon. It's not really a demon form. I forgot what it's called, but I need to rewatch it soon. Horror comedies, though. I can't really think of any. It's kind of funny because I've seen a lot of these animes. I just don't want to talk about it because to me they're kind of irrelevant. Man, why do people consider some of these horror animes? They're not really horror at all. I think what makes a good horror anime is not really the necessity that it needs to have death, blood, and gore, but rather it needs to put us in suspense of the unknowing. Because I feel like it's a bit, I know it sounds a bit psychological in that aspect, which it kind of is. But I think if it can do it right, I think there will be a huge payout. But yeah, this is a just chatting. So we're just chatting as we go along. I still do think that this is my personal favorite. My personal favorite anime is Steins Gate. This will always be my number one. I feel like what makes Steins Gate such a unique anime is that I feel like it only works if you kind of piece the puzzles together. But I think if you watch it as is without thinking, then it kind of goes over your head. I still think the visual novel is a 10 out of 10, but this anime is good too, though. The anime is near perfect, I'll tell you that. But yeah, it's getting kind of late. Well, it's not getting late, but I gotta get going soon. I'm getting busy with my work. So let us transition. Dun dun dun. Here we are. It was a nice day today, everyone. And yeah, I'm gonna be closing out soon because I have my Tarantula work behind me. And I still gotta contact some people for business because I need to find new workers. Well, I need to find a partner, that is. So, with that, today was a pretty fun day. I don't know what I'm planning to do for the next live stream. Maybe I want to practice some voice acting for my next live stream. And yeah, to everyone who's watching, thank you. And with that, that's really about it. See ya. From the Kumo Sensei.